Can we have curd at night? A lot of people have asked me this question.
I know some people might find that if they have curd at night, by and large, that curd doesn't really know whether you are, eating it in the morning or in the evening. So you can feel free to have it.
Is there any difference between curd and yogurt and which one's better? Dishes using curd. So, for example, we make curd raita, kadhi with some fruits or like just like that or something. So, which is the best way to have curd?
The best way to have curd is without.
There are a lot of different types of yogurt, okay, especially high protein yogurts. Now, can you tell us a little bit about them, please?
So the good thing is that
If you're having curd, some people, especially in the monsoon season or when it's winter, they get a cold after eating curd. So, is this true? A year ago, we did a podcast on curd in Marathi. A lot of you asked us to do the same in English as well. So, here we are today talking about curd.
all right, let's go.
So, the first question is all of us want to know is, does curd cause weight gain?
No.
No.
No,
Okay.
it doesn't. Curd is beautiful. Curd should be had every day, and it's not going to cause any weight gain. It's actually a beautiful source of some protein, calcium, probiotics, and the works. So, yeah.
Okay, but so there are a lot of type of curd in the market, which is say some made from low fat or skimmed milk or cow's milk or buffalo milk, 2% fat, 10% fat, whatnot. Can you please tell us what, like how to look for a good curd or what are these types?
So, what to look for when buying curd is if you're someone who's trying to maintain your weight or who's someone who's trying to lose weight, for example, you should be opting for a low fat curd. Okay. So, even your 2% and your slim and everything is the same. It's a low fat yogurt. If you are not trying to lose weight or if you're not trying to truly manage your cholesterol, or like all of your cholesterol and lipid levels are normal, you can even have full fat curd. Okay, and there's no problem with that. What you do need to ensure is that the ingredients in the curd or the yogurt that you're buying, there are only two ingredients, which is milk and lactobacilli.
Okay.
You don't want anything else with it.
No sugar, no fruit preserve,
No sugar, no fruit additives, no flavor
honey.
and everything. Of course, if you are definitely not honey, that's also sugar. But of course, if you want to have say a flavored yogurt as a snack, that's also an option. But make sure that it doesn't have too many ingredients. Then I myself am not a fan of flavored yogurt because either it comes with unnecessary sugar, added sugar, which we don't need, or it's going to have synthetic flavors which are not really nice. I would rather that you have regular yogurt with real fruit and make it flavored yogurt that way.
Okay. So you spoke about yogurt. Is there any difference between curd and yogurt and which one's better?
So both are fine. Some people find Greek yogurt or even skyr yogurt, there are different kinds of yogurt, to be better digested or easier on their gut, while others might swear by the dahi or the one that we set at home, and that they find it that to be easier to digest as compared to the yogurt. The difference between the two is in the strain of the lactobacilli, which is different. So essentially, it's like a difference between different varieties of mangoes. For example, you have Alfonso and Kesar. So one is Alfonso, the other is Kesar. Kind of situation here. You can decide which one you want to call Alfonso and which one you want to call Kesar, but that the difference is in the strain of the lactobacilli. You will also find that there is a little bit of difference in the protein content depending on which milk it's been made from. So typically skyr yogurts will have a little higher protein content than the other regular Greek yogurts.
Okay.
And yeah, you may find that Greek yogurt sometimes will also have a couple of grams of protein more than the regular curd. But either way, they're all fine. No challenges.
Can we have curd at night? A lot of people have asked me this question.
I know. I keep getting asked this question even on the Instagram AMAs that I do. That is it okay to have curd at night? Yes, it's okay to have curd at night. Some people might find that if they have curd at night, it gives them a little bit of a scratchy throat, or it makes them wake up in the middle of the night to pee, which they normally may not be doing. So, if that is the situation, or if you find that it's a little difficult for you to digest at night in terms of symptoms like flatulence or extra burps or a little acidity, then don't. But by and large, that curd doesn't really know whether you are, eating it in the morning or in the evening. So you can feel free to have it.
Okay. So we also make a lot of dishes using curd. So, for example, we make curd raita, or we make a kadhi, or we just have it with some fruits, or like just like that or something. So, which is the best way to have curd?
The best way to have curd is without cooking it,
Okay.
because that is when you're going to maintain all the probiotics in it. Because
Okay.
when you're making something like curry, for example, you're going to make curry out of curd or buttermilk. In that, you're going to boil it. Okay.
Right.
Now, when you're boiling something or when you're heating the curd or the buttermilk, you are going to kill the probiotic bacteria in it.
Okay.
Okay, because of the increase in the temperature.
Okay.
Now, one of the beautiful things about curd or dahi is that it is probiotic. So, in my professional opinion, I would say that try and have curd without cooking it. Of course, once in a while you're having curry, there's no harm in that. But the best way to have it would be to have it raw or without heating it. You may add a little bit of tadka on top, the way we add to a raita or to a curd rice. You can do that, no challenges with that. But don't put that whole thing on the gas and heat that up.
Okay. So what about products made from curd, say like hung curd or something like a shrikhand, which you make from curd?
Yeah. So hunkered by itself is fine. I would say that try and use the water in some way, maybe bind a dough with it or something, the
Okay.
water that releases, if at all
It's
you can.
nutritionist.
Yes, there are some, say, nutrients in them in terms of the vitamins. But even if you can't use it, no big, say, trouble in that. So, hung curd is perfectly fine. You can have it. It actually improves the texture of the curd, and because it becomes thick. So, you can then use it as, say, a salad dressing, or you can even use it as a dip with vegetables, not with chips.
I was just gonna say cookies, like those salt cookies.
Salt cookies
Yeah.
and hunkered. Oh my God, you really are coming up with some really indulgent combinations. But no, not
Okay.
that. But where Shrikhand is concerned, Shrikhand has a whole lot of sugar added to it. So
Okay.
it's your dahi with an equal quantity of sugar.
Okay.
So that becomes too much sugar, in my opinion. So once in a while, if you're having Shrikhand as is as a dessert, shouldn't be a problem. But don't start eating Shrikhand every day thinking it's probiotic. You're better off having curd as it is.
A lot of people are confused as to whether or not to have curd if you have an upset stomach.
Now, curd is the best thing to have if you have an upset stomach, because
Okay.
when you have a tummy upset, what is happening is that your gut microbiome is going through a big upheaval, and especially if the stomach upset means that you have diarrhea, then you are going to lose out on some good bacteria as well from your gut. And in that situation, eating curd is actually going to be beneficial. It could help to repopulate some of the good bacteria. So there's absolutely no reason for you to avoid eating curd, unless, of course, you're lactose intolerant.
Okay.
We have an episode on lactose intolerance as well, so you might want to go check that out. But other than that, there's no reason. If you have an upset tummy, curd is good. The sugar in it is partially digested. So, because of the lactobacilli, the lactose load is lower, and it's actually going to help you to recuperate better.
So the other day I was ordering a few things from online shopping, and I found that there are a lot of different types of yogurt. Okay, especially high protein yogurts. Now, can you tell us a little bit about them, please?
So the good thing is that of late we have a fair number of good quality protein products available in the market. one of them is a high protein yogurt or even dahi, so which is the Indian curd but made high protein by some processes like reducing the quantity of the water in the milk before they set it as dahi is one of the ways that they do it. The other one could just be where they're adding in some whey isolates to it. So you find both kinds of protein, high protein dahi or even yogurt in the market. If you are able to digest it, if it does not contain any massive amounts of added sugar, then there's no reason for you to not have it. It is going to add up to your protein goals, and we all know how difficult it is to meet our protein requirements. So, whatever little help we can, we should be opting for that. So, no harm with that at all.
So you said it should not have added sugar. Can we have some with flavoring like a vanilla flavor or something? Is that okay?
So vanilla flavoring, whenever if it's store bought and it is vanilla flavored, then it's bound to have some or the other kind of any alternative sweetener or
Okay.
say an artificial sweetener.
Okay.
So if you are able to digest it and if it's not like too sweet with it, you can have it once in a while. No problem at all. Some people even have, say, your flavored yogurt every day, high protein yogurt every day. That's also fine. But pay attention to your digestion and how you're feeling after having it. That's all.
I have also heard a few times that if you're having curd, some people, especially in the monsoon season or when it's winter, they get a cold after eating curd. So is this true?
So, common cold occurs because of a virus. We all have seen what common cold is or what it can do or how it's transmitted during, I can't say what it can do during COVID. Okay. So, common cold is actually a viral infection which gets transmitted through our breathing, like, the way we found in COVID, where we are going to breathe out that virus or through hand, like, contact and handshakes and everything. Curd or eating it is not really going to give you cold. But like I said earlier, some people could be a little sensitive to curd, or sometimes the curd is just too sour.
Okay.
So when you have it, it gives you an irritation in your throat, or it could give you a mild itching kind of a thing, which people could mistake as having caught cold. But eating curd is not going to give you cold. But if you are particularly sensitive to it, then I would recommend just bring it to room temperature and then try having it. And don't stop eating yogurt just assuming that is going to give you cold. So that was a lot of questions about curd and yogurt. I hope all of your questions were answered. If not, feel free to write in the comments what other questions you have. And I also want to know from you guys what other topics you would like us to make videos on or cover in this Ask Amita podcast. And of course, don't forget to subscribe because that is what gives us all the motivation and joy in making more episodes for you all. See you soon.